Welcome back to the Entrepreneurial SME. We're talking about the growth opportunities for SMEs offered by BRICS. My guest is CEO of Small Business Institute, John Dludlu. Please do share your thoughts on our social media platforms. John, you spoke about SMEs. I learned something fascinating this week, that SMEs account for 99.7% of all Japanese businesses and employ over 32 million individuals. Now, this is something else. You say our SMEs are not the biggest employers, even though they're the biggest sector. That's an anomaly.
It is an anomaly. The biggest employers in South Africa today are government, big business, multinationals, and obviously this has to do with the history of the country. We are a country of conglomerates. Our economy is hugely concentrated. The Competition Commission has done quite a bit of work to try and deconglomerate the economy, but more needs to be done. Yes, SMEs are there. There's quite a lot of them. Formally registered ones are in the minority, especially the small and medium-sized ones, which have got higher than average growth potential. But what you then see is you see quite a huge body of SMEs and SME owners who are in the survivalist economy.
In the informal sector.
In the informal sector. And we should really treat them as very important contributors, because without them, the level of unemployment would be huge, would be higher than the 40% that we see today. What we need is we need to sort of ensure that they graduate, that they don't stay permanently as micro and small, and those that are in fact, of course. What we have to look at SMEs, we have to look at them as a continuum. For example, if you look at Ndate Mabote started with a very small business. Mr. Mike Nkuna started with a small business. Look at where they are today. Yeah. They are conglomerates. So what we need to be doing is we need to be supporting them through the ecosystem, both financial and non-financial support system. We have to also be doing the same, I think, as far as BRICS is concerned. These opportunities will not just materialize on their own.
That's the point, because I've heard this before, and I'm sure you've heard it before a million times. And for me, the small things is when the president gets into an aircraft and goes to India, does he take cookies that are made by somebody who came into this show, who makes cookies and promotes this business that can then grow in
Even more important, in his delegation, yes, there will be big business representatives, but how many of those people who are there, business people, are part of the SME segment of the economy? Zilch. So we have to be deliberate about this thing. Rams, it will not happen on its own. I was speaking to the minister, to the current minister of electricity, in his old role as the minister, the head of infrastructure, South Africa, and he came up with a very brilliant idea. You can't just turn this infrastructure, multi-billion rand infrastructure program into a festival of multinationals and big corporations. You have to put a set aside, be deliberate about it. We have employment equity, we have BEE. Why don't we do the same with SMEs? That of all the transactions that are done by the BRICS countries, a portion of them is set aside for small businesses.
Is there an opportunity, though, for small businesses, seeing that they're suffocated by conglomerates and multinationals and government as an employer, is there an opportunity to perhaps play in the region, not only in the country, where SMEs could start seeing themselves as providers of services and products in the continent beyond what they can do here?
Not only that, the first part, of course, is to turn the current crisis of energy and the current crisis of transport and logistics, and resolve this current crisis. But it has to be a partnership between big business, government, and SMEs. It can't just be SMEs, and we can't be importing everything. Yes, today we have to resolve this crisis, but for the households, what's stopping us from getting those solar panels to be made by SMEs? Yes, Africa is a big market we have to play at home first. And our governments, we must pay.
But we will be sourcing instead, I'm sure we will be sourcing the solar panels from our BRICS partner in the Far East, right?
The one BRICS partner.
Yeah.
At least to their credit, Rems, they are aware of the problem. They are also aware of the discomfort that is felt by the other BRICS countries about the one-sided benefits that are accruing to Beijing.
The expansion, Argentina, Egypt, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, would it perhaps bring in some hope for SMEs to find newer markets, newer places to play in?
Not without a free trade area. Otherwise, we are back to square one. Why should I be selling to Argentina when I can sell here at home? Sell to Zimbabwe, where we have a free trade area, sell in SACU, the customs union, where we have a common external tariff system, or sell across the continent. There has to be something deliberate that the governments do to incentivize SMEs to trade across. And we have to be deliberate, like not economic xenophobia. It's not what I'm advocating for. I'm saying, let us look at everything that we're importing and see what does China want, except our minerals.
You know, I told you before the break that you were leaving me with little hope, and I don't know if anybody watching us here is feeling more hopeful for SMEs, but I do appreciate the insights, John, but I am depressed. I'll tell you that much. Thank you very much for this time.
Thank you. I'm not depressed. I see hope.
Thank you, and thank you for watching the Entrepreneurial SME. From me, Rems Mabote, good night and God bless.
Telkom Business, behind South African businesses' drive to thrive.